Hi, this is Hilary,
And Anna Maria.
reporting under the marquee on our first impressions of Pixels. Okay, it's complete fluff 100%. That said, I like fluff. I had a thoroughly good time. I'm not dead sure this is a kid's movie. What do you think?
Okay, I liked it. I laughed a lot. I think it's a family movie, but not sure about the age range. We need to talk it over. Let's go back to my place.
In 1982, four gamers meet at the World Arcade Championship to compete at games like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. And NASA records those games and uses them as part of a capsule about our world that they send into space. Unfortunately, when aliens find the capsule, they interpret the games as a challenge to fight for the planet, which was actually a more credible explanation than I expected for why a giant Pac-Man is attacking New York. The four gamers have grown up to be a tech installation guy, a conspiracy nut, a convict, and the President of the United States. And they're now the only ones who can take up the aliens' challenge and save the world.
So, what did you like?
I really enjoyed a lot about this movie. I liked the characters a lot. In fact, one of the things that surprised me most about this movie is that the one guy grew up to be President of the United States, which worked really well and was kind of a surprising element. I liked the relationships. I also just had a lot of fun watching it. It was fun.
I thought the romantic relationship actually worked pretty good.
It did.
You know,
It did.
It didn't dominate the story, which I was glad about, but it was fun. The dialogue between them was a lot of fun. What I particularly enjoyed was the plot twist that came, right before the climax that I was not expecting at all.
No, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of made the movie for me in a lot of ways. It just kicked it up a level. So
it had a tighter plot than I was expecting.
It did. And okay, the 3D special effects were fantastic. I mean, there were a lot of fun. The way they took very primitive graphics from these computer games back in the 80s and made them three-dimensional and blew them up to monster size. It was fun.
It was fun. Okay, it's your turn. What didn't you like?
This was kind of a summer fluff movie, like you mentioned earlier, and I thought it delivered on all of those levels. So there's not a lot of depth.
That was going to be my comment. It's got about the depth of like a micro. Yeah, none.
But I don't expect that from this type of movie, so I'm okay with that.
This has a lot of adult innuendo.
It does.
And
yeah, it does.
That's the one thing that makes me not too sure it's okay. There is no nudity, there is only mild profanity, but there's a lot of
I didn't notice any profanity.
There's
really.
a little bit there's a little bit of mild profanity. But there is a lot of pretty adult sexual innuendo in this movie.
There is a lot of that.
And
isn't that going to go over their heads though, don't you think?
I don't necessarily think so. And that's the thing is it's innuendo. It's not all they do is kiss ever.
But it's not quite as blatant as that. I mean, it's more playful innuendo than
the bit about a Madonna Martha Stewart sandwich.
Oh, well, okay. Well, look at the source. That was from
but it's still there in the
true.
bedroom. There's a lot of kind of adult innuendo in this movie. And speaking as an adult, I really enjoyed it. Should I take my kid to this movie?
What age range would you put this at?
Honest to God, I'm not sure it's not 12 and up. It depends on how sensitive you as a parent are about sexual innuendo. If a little sexual innuendo isn't going to bother you, then you're fine. If you're somebody who is going to be bothered by your kid hearing some sexual innuendo, there's definitely some in there.
And I think actually, 8 or 9 and up, I think is okay. Because when you think about a lot of animated movies have adult humor in them. And this is maybe a little bit more than you would find in something like that. But I think, that they're gonna love the action. They're gonna have fun with that part of it. And I don't know that they're gonna get these jokes. So
yeah, possibly not. It depends a little on how young they are. Actually, the 8 and down crowd would miss the jokes.
They would.
So
Yeah.
you'd be probably fine with that.
Yeah. So when they get to be around 10, you got to start.
Yeah.
they're gonna catch on to things.
It's a little bit of a baudy movie.
Yeah, it is.
And I actually like a little bit of a baudy movie, but I'm 57, so.
Oh, we're revealing our age? No, that's not part of the age range.
You don't have to.
No,
you don't have to. So what's your rating?
I'm going to give it 3.5 tickets. I think it's a fun summer movie. An enjoyable evening. Forgettable.
Yeah.
So that makes it 3.5 for me. But it was a fun evening.
That's exactly where I am.
We agree.
Yes, we agree. I think this is the first time.
Yeah.
The lack of depth brings it down to 3.5, and it has no depth. But I like popcorn, so why not?
So that's our review of Pixels. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment. We're happy to read them. And please subscribe to our channel. We'll see you at the movies.
Okay.